Today we are doing a first impressions wear test on the new CoverGirl foundation, and it's called Clean Fresh Skin Milk. This foundation claims to blur imperfections, even out your skin tone. It has sheer to buildable coverage, and it's an instant all-day hydration. This foundation has 14 different shades. I ended up picking up the color 530, which is Fair Light. Now, I'm not really for sure about this foundation color. It may be a little dark. Not sure. We're going to have to test it out. But inside the store, it felt like the colors were really light or not quite right for my skin. I'm not for sure. Maybe they are forgiving and they blend in seamlessly and it doesn't matter. So we'll just have to see about that. I picked up my foundation over at Walgreens and it was around, I believe, $13 for this. I'm not seeing an SPF listed on here or on their website, so if you do wear this, you may want to take that into consideration and make sure that you do have some skincare with some SPF underneath this if you go out. We are officially getting started at 9:04 a.m. First, I'm going to try it out with my Sigma F80 Kabuki flat top brush, and we'll do part of my face with that. So this is going on a lot different than I imagined. I thought this was going to be maybe this super glowy look, but it feels like it's going right into the skin. It's blending really well, but I'm not really seeing a lot of glow quite yet. So let's get some more. I'm not really smelling a scent with this. It may be like the coconut, but that's nice. There are so many foundations with really strong smells, and it's like, wow. This color is not bad for me either. Like, I feel like it's pretty good, actually. Alright, so we have this on with the F80 on this part of my face. We're going to go in with a damp beauty blender and check it out over here. I feel like the coverage over here with the beauty blender is very, very sheer, but it looks a little bit more natural. But I don't feel like you're getting that extra coverage. It is pushing it and blending it into the skin really nicely with the beauty blender though. So I think I'm going to go back in with the brush and then maybe go over it with the beauty blender. This is definitely not going to be a full coverage foundation right off the bat, so we will try to build this up and see what happens, but I feel like it is covering up. Like, I had a spot right here. It did cover it up a little bit, so you know, you are getting some coverage. You're going to see some stuff peeking through there, like my freckles and stuff like that. Alright, we're going to go back in and try to build this up a little more. See, it says it is buildable, so let's add just a little bit more going in with the brush. Yeah, I feel like the beauty blender really helps with this to push it in. I feel like the coverage is fine if I build it up some. I'm not really loving how it looks in the pores right now. It feels like it's kind of accentuating them even more. This is what the face is looking like after 2 coats of foundation. It is buildable, but I don't feel like it's going to be your, you know, completely full coverage foundation. I am still able to see some freckles and spots coming through this foundation. It is, however, giving my skin a really nice glowy look, like super hydrated, like milk. So I am liking that. It is still feeling very sticky, very tacky on the face. It has not set down or dried down over the last several minutes. So I don't feel like this foundation is going to, you know, set. So, you know, you may want to powder this or put something over top of this, but I'm going to just leave it alone today and just see how good it's going to wear on its own. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back. We'll take a look at it in some natural light, do some check-ins, and then we'll see what I think by the end of the day. I'm back and I have the rest of my makeup on, and this is what it's looking like so far at the beginning of the day. And I like the way it looks. It's not the complete full coverage that I usually enjoy and like to wear, but with everything on, I can't complain. I think it looks pretty good. I am feeling like this foundation is settling into any lines or texture that I have on my face, especially on my forehead, inside the pores, and around my mouth slightly. So I do feel like you may have to set this with a powder. I'm not going to add any additional products onto the face, like setting powder or anything like that, because I want to see how long this foundation can wear on its own. So I'm feeling like my forehead is just not looking the best so far from the beginning of the day, which I'm kind of disappointed about, and around my mouth. On my eyes, I am wearing the NYX Warm Neutrals palette right here. I really like this. I've used this quite a bit. It's just a reliable little palette, and I love it. And on my lips, I have the Neutrogena Tickled Pink in 120. Here is the foundation in some natural light, and I think all in all, once I got all of my makeup on, it looks pretty good. I mean, I do like the glow and the kind of dewy kind of look it's got going on, but I'm not loving the way it's looking around the mouth or on the forehead. I do feel like it is sinking into the pores and going into texture, and if you have any lines on your face, I feel like this is definitely going to just sink right on in. So I'm going to see what this looks like in a few more hours, and we'll do our final thoughts. So I am back for a check-in. It is around 4 p.m. and this is what the foundation is hanging on like. So after the clip before this clip, I went ahead and powdered this half of my face because it still feels completely like tacky and a bit sticky for me, and it feels like it's not going to be transfer resistant. It's going to come off. So I did powder this side. Once I powdered this, it started to look extremely cakey. So I don't know if, you know, this is truly a buildable foundation, especially if you're going to put some powder on top of that. So not really for sure that it's a good idea to do the 2 layers of foundation and then adding some like translucent powder. It looks a little heavy and cakey in some parts of my face. And also wanted to say, now I'm looking over here, I feel like maybe it's just me, but it's looking a little blotchy in some places. I don't usually have this with other foundations, but I feel like it's because this foundation is so tacky and sticky that you're trying to put a powder over top of this and blend it, and it's not really working. I'll be back in a few more hours. I'll show you what it's looking like, and I'll let you know what I think. Alright, it's officially 8:39 p.m. and it's the end of the wear test. This is what the face is looking like, and honestly, I can't be mad about it. I think it's looking pretty good for an all-day wear test, and honestly, I'm surprised that the unpowdered side is even still hanging on. It has stayed on and held its own, and I am very shocked about that. So I have mixed feelings about this foundation. I want to love it so much because I do like the radiance and the glow and the hydration that I feel like it does have to a certain degree. But I just, right out of the gate this morning, I was even telling you guys that it was settling into the pores and on the lines of my face, and it has only continued to do that throughout the day. I also wanted to say, after looking at this closer all throughout the day, I do feel like it is quite cakey through here. So I don't know that I am sold on this is a buildable coverage foundation. Maybe if you do 2 super duper thin layers, you might be okay. But I'm really not feeling like it is a super buildable coverage because it does start to look a little cakey on your face. So I'm going to tinker around with this foundation. I really want to love it. I like the look of it, and I feel like the color is a pretty good match for me. So I'm going to tinker around with it, see if we can't figure out a way to make it work. But overall, I think it looks pretty good far away. It is wearing off on the nose, and just the settling into the skin, the lines and the pores, that has really just got me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. And if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon in my next new video, and bye!